let's get straight into the video. The Triple 11 portal that's coming up on November 11, 2023. Now, there are some people saying that this is going to be the biggest 11 portal of our lifetime. Okay, I think it's going to be one of the biggest portals of our lifetime. Now, in this video, I'm going to drop a lot of gems. If you want to write things down, get your notepad out and pretend like you freaking paid me because this information is very valuable that I'm telling you if implemented, okay? Now, all my people, I want you guys to understand. Timing is one of the most important things in life, the way you time your life. Okay? Timing can make or break the decisions that you make in your life. Okay? Now, when you look at the 11 energy, okay, the 11 energy is mostly about emotions. It has a lot to do with your emotions. Now, let me tell you guys something. Your emotions can make or break your energy. That's how it is. Now, if you look at a lot of these poems, right, or a lot of these poems, and even like some of the religious text, which is very allegorical. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Why did he fall off the wall? See, you have to understand your emotional side is what, if not tamed or not transmuted, the right word is transmuted. If it does not get transmuted properly, what ends up happening is that we end up falling in the lower dimensions, the lower chakras that people say, your solar chakra, okay? The carnal mind, you can say. If you have any sort of addiction to food, if someone is addicted to watching explicit content, if someone has addiction to... An addiction just doesn't have to be that, oh, I'm doing things, Addiction, like another thing could be you're abstaining from something that you know you need to do. Maybe it might be going to the gym. You need to be going to the gym. And later in this video, I'm going to talk about relationships and everything, okay? Because that's very important for this day. Now, if you are trying to make a habit, if you are trying to get into a habit, and I'm going to tell you, from a person that's been a brahmachari, a person that's been doing semen retention, not right now, but like when I was on my second or third longest streak of semen retention, I remember I started on the 11th. And for some reason, it just flows so easy. For some reason, and the thing is, like, the elite do these things, but like they hope you just don't know this. They just don't want you to know this, okay? And on my channel, I talk a lot about these things. Like, if you're here right now, you can subscribe to my channel, okay? Later, I want to talk about, like, timeline switching. We're switching. We're going into a different timeline. We're going into the 5D. And it's so important to know these things. I wouldn't be shocked if there's an event that happens on the 11th of November of this year, of November. You know what I mean? Like, I would not be shocked if they do something very, very big. Now, I study things very deeply when I get very interested in them. A lot of these YouTubers and singers too, and rappers that you guys probably know or follow or listen to, have started their channels on master number days. Okay, on master number days. If you are someone, and another thing is, if you're trying to get out of a job, if you're trying to start your business, nowadays, if you're a spiritual person, you know that a 9 to 5 ain't it. You know that, like, in the end of the day, you know that a 9 to 5 is something that drains your energy. If you are trying to start a channel, if you are trying to elevate in that sort of way, I would say imprint the energy on that day. Make your count on that day. Okay. Preferably around the 11th hour, 11 a.m., around that time. You know what I mean? Try to make your account during that day. If you are someone that cannot stop binge eating, it's been very hard for you. Binge eating comes from lack of emotional control. Okay? Start on that day. Set an intention on that day. Your intention has to be set. Now, pay attention. It has to be the intention. The intention is the most important thing that you're setting on that day. Okay? It's the intention. So as soon as that 12 a.m. hits and you know the portal, it's the day, set an intention. And even if you have to write it down, because writing is one of the most powerful tools to manifest. Okay? So set your intention of that day. Okay? I would really appreciate, if you're watching this, I would appreciate it if you leave a comment. Tell me what you have to overcome, or what you're planning to do for this day. Would love to know. It would be amazing. Now, if you guys understand relationships, okay, I will give you my own example, and this might blow some of you away, okay? One of my most successful relationships that I had with a girl, it was a long time ago, okay? But for some reason, the date that me and her started, we made it official, it stuck with me. For some reason, it really stuck with me till this day. The date stuck with me, okay? And what I realized after my quote-unquote awakening, or a little later after that, when I looked back and I added the numbers, it came up to 11. And I'm like, wow. The way things work are just amazing, okay? So that relationship started on an 11 master number date, and it was a very successful, a very amazing relationship that I had with this person, with this individual, okay? If you are someone that is looking to make or break, now I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm telling you. Make or break a relationship. It's not just making, it's not just getting into it. If there is some person that you know is holding you back, when you're with that person, a part of you gets triggered and you get back into the same cycle, okay? You get back into that same cycle. It's probably time to break that relationship. If you are, another thing, if you know someone that you really love, a soulmate or a twin flame, okay, this is one of the best times to start a relationship. Why do I say that? Now, you all have to understand that 11 is a very emotional energy. The core basis of a relationship is to work with the emotions of the other person. If you start on this day, you are imprinting an energy into the cosmos that is very highly energetic and highly strong. It's a very strong energy. So I would say, if you want something serious with a person, start a relationship. Now, if you are someone that has not found your soulmate yet, okay, oh god, I gotta light this up. By the way, if you're still on this video, if you want, subscribe to my channel, because we get deep into these spiritual conversations. We get deep into it. And I expose a lot of things that, some people don't really necessarily want to expose, you know what I mean? Or they'll like charge you an arm and a leg to just talk about these things. I'm just being honest, like, alright. If you have a habit that you've developed, like binge eating, if you binge eat, then this is the perfect time. That day. It's not here yet. I think it's in 2 days or 3 days, okay? This is one of the best times to set an intention on that day, okay? Now, some of you guys, there are some people, not you specifically, but there are some people that haven't spoken to maybe a friend that they once really loved and really helped them, or a sibling, or a cousin, or, and I just saw 1111, so these are confirmations, or in some cases, even a parent, okay? If you haven't spoken to someone and you've been thinking about them recently, this is probably one of the best times to start speaking to them again. Again, why do I say this? Because 11 is one of the most, it is the most emotional number, okay? Now, the elite do things on these certain days, but they just hope you don't figure it out. Okay, but if you pay very close attention, you start learning the pattern, you do pattern recognition, and you're like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. They just don't want a lot of us to know these things, because once you start to get to know mathematics and geometry, you gain a lot of wisdom and power and ascension. And we're going through a shift in timeline. We're going through a shift. We're going through a 5D shift, right? So a lot of people are going to get, there are going to be a number of people that are going to get shaked out because of this ascension process that we're moving into. We're moving into an ascension process, right? When you're at the 5D, you stop thinking about greed. You stop thinking about, oh, I have to revenge on this person, or I have to prove this to that person, or I have to prove that to that person. All those thoughts go down. They just leave. So if you start programming yourself from now, while this portal is opening, set your intentions. And one of the best ways to set your intention is to write. Writing is one of the most powerful ways to manifest things, okay? It's one of the most potent ways. So if you have a specific goal, on that day, write all your goals down. Another thing you can do is go into nature, because you have to understand that nature is always talking to you, and it's always giving you messages. Once you are in nature, you will learn so much about your own self, okay? So my biggest thing on this day would be, 1, relationship, your twin flame, your soulmate. If you know the person, talk to the person, meet that person, start the relationship on this day if you have to, okay, or if you want to. If not, okay, and there are people that you need to break up with or whatever it is, this is going to be one of the best days, because the emotional energy is much better. If you have a soul contract with someone that you want to break, one of the best days to break that contract. If you are trying to start a YouTube channel, one of the best days to start that channel. If you, again, I say this very firmly, if you have been binge eating and you're having a hard time, okay, one of the best days to set that intention. Very important, my folks, very important. That being said, have yourself a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. We're going to talk about the 3D ascension, because the 3D will not last for too long for the people that have to evolve. We're going into the 5D. This is why some people are starting to see glitches in the matrix, okay? If you want to get updated with those videos, you know, this is the channel right here. Have yourself a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. Take care now. Bye.